team. They are joint top of the league, and here you can see we are underway. And we'll see both these teams currently 0-2 in the LCS. So one of these teams will be picking up their first win of the summer split.
And that's going to be like, it's going to be a sigh of relief for them too, getting that first win under your belt. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen here. And it looks like Gambit's already starting to make their way for some very early aggression here. In the meantime, NIP is kind of just spreading out, but we do already see, I want to point this out, the test is already over towards the top side of the map.
Well, he is at the top side of the map, but he's also going to get company in that top side of the map, so we're going to swing up there, and you can see that Alex Ich was coming down there, getting ready to go. Not going to invade. Are we going to see anything, or are they simply going to be the site wards, or roaming site wards effectively?
Yeah, that's what everyone pretty much is, not to mention just staying out there. And it looks like they're just trying to defend their own jungle, so we're not going to really see any aggression out of NIP here. The test did go back, so it looks like they might potentially go for a lane swap here. And it looks like just a pretty standard start so far.
Where they do go, I think it's just going to be a straight ward at the Wraiths. Darker's going to come around there, plonk straight away, same spot always. Which is why they've been using the pink wood. Actually, I think the position he just placed that, you can't, if normally they go and throw that pink wood in the bush, I don't think they'll quite give it vision there this time around. It is going to see Svenskeren starting off there though, so they're going to give full vision of the jungle path.
That's the key thing. They want to know where he's going to start so they can predict where he's actually going to gank very heavily here. And we'll see how it works out. We do have Godbro and Bjergsen already taking their own camp, as well as the bot lane, the Tess and Thesia taking these double golems, which obviously in a couple of weeks you won't be able to do anymore. But we'll see how strong they are bottom lane.
Apparently you can still do it.
Apparently.
Just about, yeah. So we'll start seeing some fancy tactics coming out from these teams once they do start figuring it out. 3.8. 3.8, not too sure whether it's available for Moscow yet or not. We'll get to that next week, as it will be the LCS on the road, as it were, for this one.
I want to point something out before we get to it, because it comes relatively early in the game. Gambit versus NIP, they have a 3-minute and 58-second average first blood time against them. When overall average actually for them is 4 minutes and 33 seconds. And I say that because Gambit actually has the fastest first blood time or average out of any team in European LCS. So we might potentially see a very early gank come in, or just that first blood coming in around that 350 mark.
Now it's given with love from Diamond Prox when he comes out of the jungle as well.
Is that James Bond?
I actually saw them when I came from the airport with them yesterday. I was just like, where's Diamond? Is he like going to come out of somewhere at the moment? But he travelled separately from me, so he wasn't there. Alex Ich just using that Alpha Strike straight away, starting the CS battle off with Bjergsen in that mid lane. It's going to be a tight one as well. I think Bjergsen's going to be using that defensive ball on himself for quite a lot. Didn't go with any defensive items, went straight from that Fairy Charm early on, so not too worried about the pressure that Alex will be putting down. And we seem to see a double buffed up Svenskeren though, going roaming to the bottom.
I actually might be able to get something really strong on Darren here. It'd be a decent 3-man dive. They have a huge minion wave already built up for this turret demon, and I think they can do it.
And it's going to be the same in the bottom lane as well. Diamond Prox is doing the same, but Darian's going to be the one that gets started off. He tries to shadow dash on towards Svenskeren. Isn't going to be enough. The Ignite is taken down. Test is taken very low though. Meanwhile, the Godbro, he gets dived on in the bottom lane and escapes from Diamond Prox.
And it was very uncharacteristic like of NIP to get that first blood so early on, when on average against Gambit they do it in 9 minutes and 30 seconds, or an average on all 6 minutes and 20 seconds. So we might be seeing a revamped NIP from yesterday or from last season. Maybe they got their stuff together, but in the meantime, Gambit's going to get this top turret, and at the bottom lane, I'm pretty sure that NIP are going to do the same.
Well, no team wants to go 3 losses down on the very second day of the summer split. Of course, NIP would be getting scary moments if they did that. They have been getting a revisit to last season, but it will be the first turret of the game also going down. Well, second turret, I should say, because the top one's already gone down, and that's one apiece in terms of turrets. NIP still with the lead with that 1 kill.
And you touched on items real quick about Bjergsen saying the Fairy Charm, nothing defensive early on. And I think he's going to go for a tier into a Saracen Embrace because he wants to prevent that reset off of Alex. I think the shield he'll end up getting off of that versus the Athenes and Holy Grail is really going to work out. But so far, I mean, relatively quite on in terms of items, as we see the Spirit Stone's completed for both junglers. We see 2 Rejuve beads out of both top laners, so it looks like we're going to see double Warmogs pop up here. And then Alex, obviously, with that Doran's Ring, I mean, it's a Yi. Like, you're not really going to do too much against him as long as he has that mana.
Yeah, and that second Doran's Blade's already been picked up for Genja. Meanwhile, Vampiric Scepter was chosen by the test. Didn't go for any boots either, so we'll see what he's going to be doing going down towards that bottom of the map. Darker just wards up the dragon.
Yeah, see, that's what's great about Nami. Like, the boots are helpful, but she gives you a speed buff whenever she casts something on you. Not to mention, she gives you a slow on your auto attack with 3 hits. So the test should have a very easy time chasing someone down. It's about how well he can take the early advantage he got with that first blood and really use it.
Okay, so we're seeing lane switches here. We do have the test Deficio. They're still sticking in the bottom lane, but Genja and Darker, meanwhile, have rotated in towards their mid lane again. Deficio going aggressive on Darien. We do see Svensk going to the top of the side. Hasn't got the double buff available this time, so they're going to struggle to slow him down.
And look at the level difference. I mean, it's kind of dissipated right now, but it still showed that NIP was ahead in the bottom lane compared to Darien. So obviously, he's going to be pushed back quite heavily here. And it looks like Gambit, they're trying to really react to this by pushing mid lane and maybe going for that turret, but still NIP. They're not giving up. They're going for this bottom turret.
Godbro's being given the free roam, but meanwhile we do see Diamond Fox coming around. The Wolves are being picked up by Svensk. Surely Diamond will see that. I'm not too sure he's going to let him stand for it either. Has put that pink ward down, so we'll have full vision. Svensk forced to back away. Did manage to take down the big wolf though.
He's not done yet. I mean, he was sitting on a pink ward though. He does get engaged upon.
Tell a lie, the big wolf didn't go down. It was just missing on the spectator. And that is a pink ward from Deficio, straight away countering it there. I think they don't want to fight for that blue buff in a minute's time.
Yeah, the thing is, Alex isn't even in the vicinity, so if it does get taken up, it won't be by him in the top lane, as he's just defending against Zach here. But yeah, I mean, if Svensk can get a blue buff and give one to Bjergsen, it'd be so perfect for them.
Mid lane seems to be where Svensk is looking to next, though. Looks like he wants to come across. Darker Road would be the target. Shockwave is available. Alex is putting pressure on Godbro in that top lane. He's going to start clearing out that wave. Of course, Godbro not really equipped to deal with a Master Yi just at this stage, but Svensk has backed away, and now they're going to rotate Genja and Darker. They're maybe thinking of going towards that side lane. Nope. They've said, nope, there's a pink ward right here. You're going to get spotted.
Yeah,
straight away.
And look at the wards that NIP has over towards the bottom lane. They have one at Dragon and a pink ward on blue, so they will see anyone coming towards them, and they're keeping this pressure on. And it seems to me that it's kind of catching Gambit off guard. And NIP usually doesn't play like this in terms of pushing a turret consistently. As a pink ward battle, he just threw it down. That was like the gauntlet.
He went back to buy that.
Yeah.
He'd already put one there once. That's the second pink ward that Diamond Fox has put into that bush. This time has got the coverage of the blue buff. See who he's going to get given to. Alex Itch, you can see him motoring down. There's actually 5 members of Gambit all in this bottom area of the map. They may well go towards Dragon after this.
Yeah, they're such a strong Dragon taking team, and it wouldn't surprise me because they consistently get it all the time. But we do see a potential engage coming in. Svensk, just his positioning. Looks like he's just going to concede it away. Doesn't want to give up any sort of advantage right now. And that should be a free Dragon for Gambit.
He hasn't got his ultimate available either, so he can't hit and run and dash, throw that ultimate on everyone, smite it and run. The blue buff actually was taken by Diamond Fox as well, so they didn't wait around to give that to Alex Itch. He's back in the mid lane, so I wonder if they're going to keep pressuring here or whether he's just going to go straight back top. Looks like he will.
It looks like Alex is having, I guess, a tough time against Bjergsen middle with Orianna. And Bjergsen actually, instead of going for the tier, he did go for the Chalice, so he will be going that Athene's and Holy Grail for that extra cooldown reduction. And Alex, I mean, he's just going for Sword Boots and 2 Doran's Rings because he can sustain in lane quite well, and then he'll come out with that big purchase of that Nusivar Drod, obviously when he does get that money up.
He stacks that out. Darius, though, is Darian, not Darius, is getting free farm in that bottom lane against the Test. The Test is going to try and keep him at bay. He's actually behind at the moment on Godbro in terms of farm because Godbro's just had that little bit of free farm as the blue buff being given across to Bjergsen, so he's going to be strong in the mid lane. Orianna is so hard to push in a 2v1. I'm kind of wondering why Gambit have decided to move their 2v1 into this lane, because Bjergsen's just going to keep this lane at bay from that turret all day long.
Yeah, especially with the blue buff that he has now. I mean, you're not going to run him out of mana. He has a really great wave clear, and I agree. It seems a little bit unnecessary to keep trying to go for this, though. They're not pushing the wave heavily. Like, they're just farming. So it's not like they're trying to get the turret to me. It's just like they want to give him a free farming lane, and they don't want to put them up against Zach, who can farm really well under turret, or obviously against that Draven. So looks like that's what Gambit's going for. But Aaron, he's hurting really bad right now.
Well, 9 minutes gone. It is just the 1 kill down, and still the goal difference is only 500. Darien is walking straight past the ward there, so he's going to get spotted out, trying to come around, see if he can create something on Bjergsen. He's actually going to try Vector coming on him, because Diamond is also coming around from the Wraiths. Going to come in from 3 angles this time, see if they can make something work. Svensk is sat ready and waiting though, just off the side. Nami also. Deficio may walk straight in towards Darien there. They picked it already. Darien actually getting the taunt onto Svensk, and that's just going to force him away. Bjergsen is there to try and put that defensive ball across. Instead, uses it aggressively on Darien, and they still know, they know that Diamond is in that bush.
And most importantly, Darien got the big wolf. He got that extra money. But yeah, they actually sent 4 people middle to actually getting Bjergsen here. Obviously, Gambit hasn't been able to pick up a kill, though they are ahead in gold currently. And Alex, I mean, he's at that point where he can almost full clear wave, you know, or he can clear wave into Alpha Strikes very quickly. But he also really can't be chased that easily when he pops the ultimate down. So he's kind of going for a little bit of a split push here. And he's not allowing Godbro to lead this lane, because if he does, that's when he's going to take. But we see Diamond engaged on Sven.
Went on towards Sven Skeren, takes him low, says no, these wraiths are mine, I'm going to keep hold of them. Nasty Yi also came across in the form of Alex Ich, but he's gone back towards that top lane, just blinks off the map because he's Alpha striking around. And now Gambit, they really want to get this mid turret down.
Doesn't look like they can do it on this wave, though, with 3 members of NIP there, but I swear, Sven, whenever he hears me talk, he's like, I gotta engage in a battle, I gotta fight, I gotta interrupt him, if you guys know that caster comic. But yeah, like Gambit, they're not able to push that turret down. NIP's done a good job of roaming around. The Test has been in his own lane for quite a while now, just pretty much free farming that up as he's at 86 CS, almost the highest in the game, compared to Darren, who's at 41. And, you know, to me, Draven, I'm very hesitant to say this in the beginning of the split because I said it about Twitch, you know, last split, and kind of shot myself in the leg. But he's more of like an early game duelist, and it doesn't seem like the Test is really kind of going for that just yet. But obviously, he's going to hurt so bad in these team fights.
Well, obviously, he's used to having a better support alongside him. It's normally the case, isn't it? Surely.
you just want to see me burn.
Deficio is going to come around. We can see Sven Skeren set up. Maybe going to have a look towards Genja here. Instead, doesn't have Bjergsen nearby, so instead he won't go for it. But Deficio has been caught out by Diamond Proxy. Does manage to get the bubble on towards Diamond. That's going to buy him time to just back away.
And you just saw right there the steady like buffs that Nami's been getting over like 3 or 4 patches. That Aqua Prison stun is just ridiculous right now, and he's obviously able to escape that. But NIP, they're grouping up middle right now, and it looks like they want to be the aggressors. They want to go for a push here.
They're going to turn it around. 5 members of NIP. Can they push on towards the turret? Alex Ich is nowhere to be seen. Darian is starting to make his way up the river, though. He's going to get spotted by that pink ward, but I feel that this turret is going to go down before he even gets here. And Darko could flash and go for that crescendo. Diamond goes in, actually uses his Crescent Slash to keep them away from the turret, trying their best to protect it. They're buying them time, but it's just not going to be enough. The Shockwave comes in, catches off Darko. Darko does get his crescendo off. There's going to be the Chain of Corruption, but there's just not enough damage there. They get on towards Godbro, but he's forced away. The Ignite on towards Diamond Props is enough, and Godbro takes him down. It's a 2 for 0 and the turret. And Alex Ich, meanwhile, he was just off farming in that top lane. He's used his ultimate. He's desperate trying to take that turret down. I'm not too sure he's got the time.
I think he actually might be able to do it here. He's very low, and he might just commit himself to it and just take it and die here, but it's going to go down here. And that last fight was really well played by NIP. That engage out of Bjergsen, then a 5-man crescendo coming out of Darker. Here comes Sven Skeren. They're going to try to go for him.
They're going to come around. He does try an Alpha Strike away from this one. Is the slow going to be enough? There's going to be the Stand United coming in. Turns into a Meditate. Tries to go in towards Sven Skeren instead. Backs away, and Stand United actually was cancelled. I didn't see what it was. Maybe it was the Test that interrupted him now.
It was actually the Test. He knocked him away, so that was a perfect job by him. And it was a wasted flash out of Alex because he was expecting that to come in and then hopefully pick up a kill. So the Test, great job by him to interrupt that. And NIP up 3 kills right now, but they're only up 400 gold right now.
Yeah, this is standard. Gambit are very good at keeping that farm going. And you just look at the numbers. They're pretty high. Do I actually say that? It's fairly close. And actually, Godbro, of course, picked up that kill, has got a better CS. We are going to see a Warmogs first coming out of Darien this time around. Warmogs already completed by Godbro. Pink ward on towards that dragon will be available shortly. Diamond is going to clear out that pit. You can see Gambit ready and waiting to go on this dragon timer.
Well, we do see the Test backing out right now, and he's not going to be here. Actually, he does stay, so it looks like they might want to go for this here. But Gambit, they're going to take this down very quickly. Sven Skeren is off on the side, and he's a perfect ultimate opportunity right here.
Deficio could also get his wave straight across them as well. The way they're all stacked up, they may well manage to land it. There it goes. The wave comes out. They do manage to try and pull him in. The shockwave there, the delivery system was not enough. Alex Ich has actually been pulled out of the fight with his Alpha Strike. Now he does manage to go back in. The Test taken very low. He tries to turn it around, but Gambit are looking good in this fight, and the quick is made to try and get away there. Godbro, I'm not too sure. The piercing arrow comes out. He gets sniped down by Genja, and of course the final kill will come in. It's Genja that takes it.
So Gambit gets 2 kills and Dragon on top of that. Very well played by them to just know their objective game and just to force these team fights because that's what they do best. Now they're going to be aggressive on the middle lane here, trying to go for that turret, but I think they have to back out in the end. Gambit, phenomenal job by them, and they seem kind of behind for the entirety of the game, but now they kind of shot ahead in terms of gold.
Yeah, indeed. It quickly switches. It's a 2,000 gold advantage. Sunfire Cape was picked up by Darien, chose not to use those Rejuvi beams to go for that Warmogs. So happy to get some armor in there to deal with the test. It's thrown that out. You can see the gold there across the screen. Just a slight advantage for Godbro in the top lane. Junglers, Diamondprox just topping it out there. It's a 1,000 gold lead for Alex Ich over Bjergsen right now. And well, just close to 800 gold lead for Genja over the test. And then supports, well, it's just a 300 difference between Darker and Officio.
Yeah, it's gonna become very scary for Ninja's Pyjamas very soon. Is that so? The test, he has his life still, so obviously he can heal up a little bit during the fights. But he's relatively squishy. So is Nami, and so is Sven Skaren right now. So if Alex gets one reset in these fights, he's gonna snowball all those resets and really just punish you in the team fight, which we kind of saw right there. Luckily he was pulled over the wall for NIP, but he's gonna become really scary. Like, he's gonna have that death cap relatively soon. At least he actually has the money for it right now too.
Well, 3 members of NIP pushing up towards this middle inner turret right now. Bjergsen and the test are going to get a lot of damage down onto it before Gambit can respond. Piercing arrow thrown out, catches on towards Bjergsen. He's just going to lifesteal that all back. And they do manage to get forced away by Gambit straight back into position. What is Darien doing? Oh, he's clearing out another ward at the Dragon. I was thinking, what's he hanging around the Dragon pit for? You just picked it up. What's he waiting for this time around? He's just going to go back and free farm down that bottom lane and continue keeping his CS flowing. And this is kind of what we've seen. Every time Shen is just let through, and again, it's another split push team.
Yeah, I've mentioned this before when we talked to the pros about it. It's, why do you constantly let Shen get through? As you do see Spencer, and he might get dove on here, but he does back away, so he's okay. But we asked him, you know, why is Shen always let through and not banned out? Because he's always so devastating in most of the games he plays in. And they responded because he's like a controlled threat. We know what Shen's going to do. We can kind of prevent that. We can counter it. But still, every time you see him, yeah, exactly. Every time you see him, they're not able to do anything to him. So Darien will be able to split push quite a bit here.
NIP out of position here. They're all going to come around the side. Diamondprox is going to go in there. There's Darien as well. Chain of Corruption doesn't quite land. And the bubble actually getting up towards Darien. Diamondprox does manage to use that crescent sweep to bounce. And let's bounce. Not really landing on anyone. Alex Ich comes in. Gets one. The test taken down. He's just mowed down. And Godbro's going to get dropped as well. It's currently a 3-for-1. And Gambit looking so strong. Alex Ich gets himself a double kill.
And that is all because that death cap was finished right there. Like you mentioned, the Chain of Corruption missed, but the damage that he has was so insane. Even Godbro pulled off a really good move during that fight. He actually landed right on top of Darien when he was going for the taunt, so he interrupted it halfway and was able to keep the test out of that. But just the pure damage Alex put out was just spot on.
What's the aggression that we're used to seeing normally from Darker actually going very aggressive on Bjergsen there, trying to keep the ball control, trying to keep him at bay, but Darker not having any of it, going very aggressive in towards, and Genja's getting very far forward actually. Sudden aggression coming back out from Genja. Maybe this is what was kind of been lacking yesterday. Piercing arrow gets shot out. Bjergsen just sidesteps that one. But while this is all happening, Alex Ich is getting that free farm in that bottom lane. And this is going to be another turret for Gambit.
I would have thought Alex split pushing right now a little bit. But yeah, he's using Master Yi perfectly. It's like you can't chase him when he has the ultimate available, so you can get some free damage onto those turrets. And if he goes for like something like a Lich Bane, he's going to be an insanely fast turret killer here. But Tess going to be taking those double golems and trying to stop him here, at least push that lane back out again. So, you know, NIP, they already had problems with one split pusher with Darien, but now they're going to have 2 with Alex as well.
Yeah, the control that Gambit seems to be showing all the pings, so they've actually spotted out Bjergsen. I thought Diamond may well go for that one. He's been the linchpin that's been diving in every time. Darien happy to go toe-for-toe with Godbro there and seemingly working out well for him. You can see that Sunfire Cave just standing next to him, just keeping the burning damage going. Genja also in this mid lane alongside him, Darker. Seemingly working a bit better today than yesterday.
Yeah, it seems like Genja switched up his playstyle a little bit too, but we do see Darien, I mean, that Sunfire Cave is getting engaged upon but behind from Sven.
Sven's going does sneak around the back there, but Darien, he should just be able to shadow dash across. He's not even going to bother. He's just like, no, I'm not worried about you guys. I have my support here. Darker's just going to come in, top off the heel, and walk back away. Genja's actually maybe going a little too far forward, but actually Diamond is still... Darien, sorry, is still trying to come around towards the backside of this turret.
And the last time we saw Genja this aggressive was back in Tokushi Masters Katowice, where he just completely caught the Korean teams off guard. And he's kind of doing it right now against NIP, where normally we'll see him split pushing, well, not split pushing, just split farming by himself in a lane. And he hardly gets around to these team fights, but he's been around quite a bit. And that might be due to the fact that they put him middle now with Darker, so it forces him to be in these fights.
Might be due to the fact that he didn't go for triple Dawn played as well. He actually went for a standard setup there. Has got that Bloodthirster completed early on. Godbro. Darker actually trying to pick up a little bit of farm, a little bit of poke. Genja comes back and cleans up. Genja actually quite a long way ahead now of the test in terms of gold as well. So he's starting to develop. You can see, look at that, just what, 1,200 gold ahead now Starting to create real problems, and the Dragon spawning, and I'm not too sure whether NIP can actually fight for this one this time.
Well, NIP, they do have a strong combo in terms of just how their team works. Like, they do have a pretty good wombo combo, but Alex is so strong at this point, has a Sheen, even has a blue pot to use this on. And Gambit, they're going to try for a Dragon, but NIP's closing in on him.
And you see Diamond Prox going straight in there. Hail of Arrows, Godbro taking very low. Chain of Corruption lands. Crescendo comes in. We do see Darker going down, but Alex Itch gets in the backside. He's going to get pulled in by the Shockwave. They should take him down. He tries to meditate through. It's not going to be enough. Diamond Prox, meanwhile, does take down the Godbro, but the rest of Gambit having to back away from this one. They're chasing on towards Svenskeren. Piercing Arrow is not going to be enough to finish him off. Dragon didn't get taken down, but that was a 2-for-1 to NIP.
And that was a great ultimate out of Bjergsen to keep Alex off of him, pulling him away. He hid in the bush, and then Seth was able to finish him off here. And that's what you have to do in these team fights. If they can kill Alex, they're going to stop the resets, and they're going to stop that threat. But in the meantime, Gambit, they're not done yet. They want to go for this Dragon, but NIP is still sticking around.
You've got to feel, though, that Gambit have better damage output there. Darian could have easily gone on towards them. Diamond Prox could have dived on, and that AD carry of the test wouldn't have stood a chance because they didn't realize Oriana had gone back to base. This time he will be back in there, and again, it's going to be the dance all over again as the members of Gambit respawn. Everybody heads back to that Dragon. Gambit do start it off.
Looks like they might be able to pick up the third Dragon of the game here, even stopping to kill that pink ward too. But we do have actually NIP coming up from the backside, the test and Svenskeren, and they stayed just like you said. But instead they're going to concede it, let it go. They don't want to get in a team fight when they don't have those ultimates available because they're so dependent on those. And I believe Gambit knows that and takes advantage of it.
Yeah, they take full advantage. Warmog's almost complete by Darian as well. Red buff will get picked up by the test. They just clear out. It's actually going to be a double buff for the test because remember we did take down Alex Itch, picked up that blue buff just a moment ago. Meanwhile, Bjergsen will be picking up his own blue buff, and now they're going to move to try and defend this middle turret. Gambit putting a lot of pressure down on it, though. Genja continuing. Look how aggressive he's being. This is the new Genja from yesterday.
Yeah, it is, and it's good to see, to be honest, to have AD carries switch up their playstyle so just willy-nilly. That's a bad term. Anyways, NIP, they're trying to defend this turret here. And we do have an engage coming out of Godbro.
The ball comes in on top of him as well. He does manage to get the Let's Bounce going. Shockwave yet to be used. It has actually did get used. I didn't see where it landed though. Maybe it went a little bit too early. Chain of Corruption comes back out. Diamond Prox goes diving in. It lands on everyone, but Diamond Prox gets taken down. And with Alex and Diamond down, they're going to try and pursue this one. The aggression on towards Darker will get picked up. It's going to be a kill. Double kill now picked up for the test. They're going to move in and they're going to surely take down this inner turret.
And look, yeah, it looks like they're actually going to be going for it here, and they have a decent time on the rest of Gambit. They could potentially go for a Baron, I think. But I think they're just going to commit to this turret, go back, buy up some new items. Very well done by NIP right there. The engage out of Godbro was fantastic. He didn't even have his ultimate available, but the whole Bjergsen and his initiate combo was just really hard for Gambit to deal with, and NIP coming out ahead in that fight. But still, we have to keep in mind, they're down almost 3,000 gold at this point, just purely based off the Dragons.
But that just shows what a good, well-organized team fight can do, and that was simply Godbro leaping out from the raids, getting Let's Bounce, and really catching the entire Gambit team, along with the Shockwave, just destroying them where they stood. And I think he caught a few of them off guard there. Alex Itch certainly went down a little bit early in that fight. He's going to get himself this giant creep wave on the bottom though, and continue his farm. The first person to hit 200 CS just on the 23-minute mark.
And something that it kind of worries me about Svenskeren's build is he's going for the Andrew's Torment, so it's a really good item, obviously. But he's going to be depending really heavily on landing his ultimate onto multiple people. Obviously, you want to do that as an Evelyn, but he won't have the health unless he gets that giant shield as he does go in.
He goes straight in on towards Darker, and he's going to try and get the damage down. Does manage to get the Aqua Prison down. It's going to be a very dead support there, and the Test even managed to pick up the assist as he threw out that ultimate. Now it's Darian's going to be the target. Godbro goes leaping in. Has he got enough to try and slow him down? Does manage to get another hit on towards him. Svenskeren trying to collapse on towards him as well, but they will manage to dash away in towards those wards.
Honestly, they're going to go for the inhibitor turret off of this, or maybe even potentially go back for Baron, because they do have an Oracle and Deficio, so it's always a possibility for him, though. Not relatively healthy, relatively low on levels. Diamond does spot Svenskeren there, but decides to not go in. But he might come in from the backside here and actually force this fight.
I think he might do. Darker's going to be up in a couple of seconds. You've got to be careful if they stick around here. Oh, that ball doing a lot of damage on towards Genja. They're going to get taken low. Here comes Diamond. He's going to have the Shen ultimate as well on top of him. Who they're going to target? The Stand United Shockwave does get a minute to get a damage down there, but look at that. Gambit just wrecking him. Alexis comes in and picks up the triple kill. Cleans house. They can run straight down the mid, or are they going to go Baron?
Master Yi right there. Those resets. Alex plays Kha'Zix, plays Yi. Just phenomenal job by him. And Darren, he waited in base with those home guard boosts. They knew, like he knew, Diamond's going to engage us, and we're going to go straight for it and win this fight. And Gambit has a very easy Baron here. They've actually limited NIP back in the string split to only one Baron in the entirety of those 4 games. And we're going to see how well they're going to be able to go for this push here, because we're going to see Gambit on the aggression here.
So Gambit are going to pick up that Baron. That's going to stretch their gold lead. And you can see it's just getting close to 7,000 between the two teams. And honestly, across the board, you can see it's a massive disparity right now. Alex is way ahead in terms of gold over Bjergsen. And that is definitely one of the problems there. I think the Lich Bane has been completed, as well as that Rabadon's Death Cap, which is why Alex is starting to do a heck of a lot of damage.
Yeah, he alpha strikes on top of you, hits you with like a double strike off of his passive, and you're going to drop extremely quickly. It's just about him getting in the right position at the right time. And even Genja has that Bloodthirster Last Whisper combo, so any armor you're going to pick up, though there's not a lot of armor on the other team for him to go up against, he's just going to shred them apart. And Bjergsen's the only one with actually any armor at this point.
And more important, where's the magic resist from NIP? They've simply got Godro, he's got his Negatron's cloak, but nobody is built towards that Renu Bulwark. Meanwhile, Diamondprox's already got that Renu Bulwark well protected against, obviously, Svenskeren coming in, Bjergsen with the ultimate as well. So they have that magic resist. It's just unbelievable, the fact that Yi is going to be alpha striking off all of you, and there's not a single bit of magic resist.
In the fight that they have won, it was all about Alex kind of overextending a little bit, and then they pretty much kept the rest of the team away from him so they couldn't save him, and they picked him off, so they really didn't have to deal with the magic resist. But I completely agree, they need something here to defend against that, and maybe Sven will actually build towards that relatively soon.
Too sure on the Dragon Timer at the moment. Gambit were positioning. I think they're more looking to see if they can try and get a roaming kill more than anything. Alex H is coming up. Looks like everybody's going to gather in that mid lane and try and shove straight down the middle. They are looking like they're ready to get across there. There's the red buff spawn, so I think that's where they're going to head.
And they're trying to catch NIP off guard here. They don't have an Oracle on them right now, so I was able to clear out the ward coverage as Deficio has one on himself. So that's actually a really good pickup on him, because he needs to control his own jungle or they're going to lose out. And you already see, we don't really see the benefits just yet, but you do see how many wards are down in the jungle right now currently for NIP, so they know where not to go to avoid a fight.
Well, neither the top or bottom lane are pushed, so really the middle lane is the only place for Gambit to head to with this Baron buff. But we do see already Darien backing off. He's going to go back and buy. Not too sure what he's going to come out with. It's just going to be a normal magic mantle with those ninja tab he's had earlier on, and both the top and bottom wave are about to be pushed.
And Gambit hasn't really used the Baron just yet. Obviously, it's still relatively early on, but it looks like they're going to go for Dragon yet again. That will be the 4th for them for this game, and it looks like they finally might go for a push here. Darien's ultimate is available yet again, so it looks like that team fight will be happening really soon, and they're trying to go for the win off of this Baron, I would think.
Well, they pick the Dragon up, they keep that gold lead, they keep on starving NIP. I wouldn't say all of the team fights so far, because NIP, if they can land them combos, it does seem to work for them well, but Darien is going to start becoming a serious problem right now. You can see he just clears those waves very easily. Also, that Sunfire Cape, the Warmogs, he's a tanky beast. And the rest of all 3 lanes now pushed in. So which way they're going to go? They may well try and catch out Godro, actually, just coming around the side, and he's going to go headlong in towards Diamondprox.
Oh, he's going to get caught here. Diamond looks like he's going to go for the engage, but it's Zac. He can jump over well. It's not too worried here, but they still will be aggressive on this turret. You have to be very, very careful of the engagement that NIP can pull off here. If the test gets a nice knock or stand aside, whatever it's called, and then you have a nice Orianna ultimate come out, you can lock down Gambit here and really pick up these kills. So they're a little bit hesitant to go in here, but they do have Baron buff.
Darien, you can see he's got 3,000 plus hit points already. Not too worried about getting caught out by that ball of Bjergsen keeps throwing towards him. And then it's going to be a turret taken down very quickly. Big creep wave in the bottom lane. They're just going to rotate down there. NIP needs to be quick to react to this one. I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
Yeah, and I want to put this up before we get to it, because I know what's going to happen is that the team in this series between these two teams, the team that picked up Baron and the first inhibitor won the game every single time. But the thing is, with Gambit, whenever they picked up that first inhibitor against them, they finished the game within 16 seconds on average in those 3 games. That is ridiculously fast, and that shows that they pretty much pick up Baron, go for the inhibitor, but they go for a team fight as well. So they will dive you under that turret. They're not worried about it, and NIP, they have to be very careful of it.
The pings on Alex Itch, the rest of Gambit were thinking of backing off. Darien's going back to buy again. What's he want this time? He wants more magic resist. He's getting himself a Negatron's cloak this time around. Yeah. Alex Itch is also going to go back. He's got himself that Void Staff already, so he's going to have to sell on those Doran's rings to stack out a new item. Let's see what it's going to be. I think it was a pot, actually. I think he's just gone back to get himself another breathing pot.
Yeah, it looks like they want to go for something here.
Don't know why he went back. didn't buy a damn
Because
thing.
because he could, Demon. But Gambit, they pretty much, they didn't let the Baron go to waste, but they got, you know, 2 outer turrets. It's not exactly what you want to go for a Baron, but still, you have to look at it on the other side of that coin, is that they kept it away from NIP from picking up, and that's really important for them.
Well, more importantly, is NIP that were pressuring here. Alex is going to get back just in time. Bjergsen throws that ball out, but NIP are the team that's pushing. They know that that Baron is down, and they're going to see if they can get on towards that inhibitor turret, try and starve away anything they can. No blues available, no dragons available. They are going home empty-handed.
The problem is they want to push right now, like you're saying, but they don't have any wards in the enemy jungle. So if they're doing it, it's going to be blindly. And that's the problem, is that Gambit, they've been keeping all those lanes shoved in on NIP and forcing NIP to pretty much ward up their own jungle, that they can't really do that just yet. Like, NIP has to win a fight on their own side of the map and then go for a push.
Ah, Spirit Visage. That's what Alex wanted. He hadn't quite got enough money when he went back. He had to go get the wolves. So he's done himself a bit of magic resist and help out for that regen when he tries to use his meditate. So
Yeah,
he's
it's
just going to sit there and basically, while everybody attacks him, just, yeah, I'm fine.
He's like, how can I make Master Yi more annoying? Oh, I know. Have a Shen, meditate on APE, and then have a Spirit Visage right behind that. It's be really hard to deal with, but luckily for NIP, they have a lot of CC to stop it.
Well, the top wave is shoved, the mid wave is shoved, and they're going to just go clear that bottom wave. Everybody's heading there. Alexic has the timer on blue. He's going to come around and pick that up. Diamond is going to clear out the wave. Spawns the second he gets there. Perfect timing for Alex. That means the rest of the Gambit, once he picks that up and clears that bottom wave, are going to be ready to try and initiate on the first inhibitor turret.
And look at the farm difference. Like, we looked at it about, 10, 15 minutes ago. It was pretty even, minus Genja having a nice lead. But look at it now. I mean, you have a 50 CS lead between the 2 top laners. You have almost a 60 CS lead in the mid laners, and even bot lane you have 60. So Gambit just pulled ahead completely, and that's all due to them just strangling NIP by keeping all those jungle minions gone, keeping all those waves pushed. We do have an Oracle on Deficio now, so they're going to be a little bit more aggressive here in terms of pushing out, but Bjergsen, ooh, that was one piercing out of Genja, and it did that much damage.
Through his defensive fall as well, I think that was a lot of damage. Just brought him out. The rest of NIP, they're out of position here. They are completely out of position. Gambit can just run straight up the mid lane instead. I'm not too sure if they realize it. Now they do. They're suddenly thinking, what are you guys doing over there? We're going to take your inhibitor.
That's very bad for NIP. Like I mentioned before, they finished the game on average 16 seconds after taking that first inhibitor. It doesn't look like this is going to be one of those games unless NIP tries to go for a fight here and defend this.
Well, Darian is going to get caught out. There's going to be Godro leaping in there, but Spencer is just getting melted down there. Chain of Corruption comes across, doesn't land in time, but Alpha Strike comes from Alexic and just knocks all their health down. Straight away meditates. Crescendo goes across the test. Shockwave does manage to pull 4 members of Gambit in, but he's not going to be enough. Alexic comes around, gets the reset, goes on the fountain. Little too deep there, Alex, but it doesn't matter. The Nexus turrets are going to get targets on. There's Genja with the piercing arrow. He takes down Godbro, and everybody backs off. Takes down the inhibitor. It's going to be Gambit, ladies and gentlemen, that will pick up their first win in the LCS. They're going to be able to take down these inhibitor turrets, and sure enough, it's an attempting to reconnect because it means that NIP have lost the game.
And look at that, Demon. They kept up with their average of like 16 seconds finishing the game, taking that inhibitor, going for the fight right before they went for it. Phenomenally well played by Gambit, showing that they still have what it takes to be here after those 2 losses, unfortunately, yesterday. And Alex, I mean, he finished off 8-3-6, and Genja, who we normally never see on champions besides Misfortune, playing Vars, and 4-0-11 is not a bad score.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Let's get over towards our analysis desk. It is going to be Joe Miller and Trevor Quickshot Henry. You just got a glimpse of them. They're ready to go.